Welcome back.
Well, 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 look who's back. Remember me? Oh, yeah. You can probably tell by my face, or not, yeah, it's me. It's not, Papèl, and it's definitely not Pencilé. Been gone for a while. Got a lot to talk about. Lots to talk about. You clicked on the thumbnail, you probably know who D.D.T is. We can't say his name by legal copyright issues and whatnot. Plus the fact that we got this audio from the archives, quote unquote. And so, oh, what's up? Yeah, been a while, huh? So you and Papèl been knocking it out of the park. Well, you were until certain things happened. So, as you know, we were raising a little bit of awareness with the Y2K Rona series. We got all the way to part 2 until we got an interesting email. An interesting email that unfortunately I can't actually show you right now, because if I did, I probably would be murdered. Long and short of it is pretty much this. We got some sort of message essentially telling us that apparently we can't instigate and terrorize certain individuals on the open net due to some yada yada blah blah blue blee blah blue blue blue. We're making false accusations towards the fact that we don't have any authorization in order to dictate whether or not certain viruses are created for mass propaganda and hysteria just to create panic amongst the people, and we have no way of knowing whether or not certain issues have been created towards basically alienating such individuals and parties that therefore are, and a bunch of other technical things that I won't get into. Long and short of it, which it's too late for that.
To make a long story short, too late.
Oh, you actually played that clip. I really like that. That's a good movie. You should do a review on it. Yeah, so that 28 people can see it. 29, sorry. Yeah, 29 subscribers. Hey, way to go, way to go. So yeah, I am cutting in. Papèl and Pencilé are doing their series. I believe they're almost done with the dubbing of all the videos that they have to do. We're basically trying to keep it in order. If you've noticed, which you probably haven't since nobody pays attention to this stuff, for the most part, he's trying to dub over the videos at the same time that they were originally put up. So I believe he's at 44, if I'm not mistaken, or this would be 44. But this was one of the Popeye cartoons that got copyrighted because some of the film that we used, basically this animated short was used in a movie that's been copyrighted because it's owned by another company. So in order to fill that gap, we've decided to put this interview that I had with my good friend, Mr. D.T. You're going to be hearing the long, very long interview in the next few, I don't know how many minutes it is. I'm actually recording it as we speak, but not the video, the intro and the cut-ins. But I just wanted to touch base on why the Y2 Rona, whatever it's called, why that series has been halted. Apparently, we're creating mass hysteria. Yep, mass hysteria with a video that's been seen by 78 people. And I don't think it's 78 people, to be honest with you. I think it's just one. I think the videos got seen by that one person, that one whistleblower, that one person that said, whoa, whoa, whoa. This guy's trying to do something. Now, obviously, if we had millions of views on these videos, then it'd be a different story because we could actually say, okay, we understand where you're coming from. We messed up. We created mass hysteria. The world is on fire, and it's all our fault. Yes, that's right. E-Rey-Sir Productions is being blamed for the end of the universe. Come on. But we've had to go back and basically redo the entire series where it's delayed us quite a bit. Since you can see that Pencilé and Paper were busy doing the dubbing, your old pal, Mr. E-Rey-Sir, that's right, me, had to go back and basically, to the drawing board it is. We had to redo a few things. We had to change a few things. I'm glad we didn't show the faces of our interviewees because that really would have taken us, I can't even tell you. A lot of our views have actually dropped. Where at one point, I think one of Papèl's greatest hits had about 300 and something views. Now it's got like 200 and something. I tried to search on the internet what the reason was for views dropping, and they state that views are being taken away. I think the only views that are staying are the ones that are actually longer than a certain amount of time, and an algorithm and some sort of bleep blap blue. I just find it very weird and very telling that our views are going in a certain direction. We get this letter explaining all this stuff. By the way, I had to respond by explaining, that certain individuals out there in the landscape We are giving our opinion on things. We are just stating things that we believe. We are not doctors. We are not scientists. Heck, all we're saying is that the individuals that you see on television, the ones that claim to be news anchors, they're just actors.
And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
They're literally reading off a teleprompter. They're not giving you their opinion. They are being told what to do. They all look a certain way. They all act a certain way. They all smile a certain way. They all are the exact same thing. It's a script. It's a movie. It's a TV show. It's just people being lulled into watching. Oh, it's the news. Oh, everything on the news. It must be real. Wow, that's a pretty girl. Wow, that's a good-looking guy. Whoa, they must be special. I've seen them for years. They must know what they're talking about. I should believe them. They're actors. Come on. Come on, you cannot be fooled into believing that just because it's called live action news, that it's actually live? Seriously, you honestly believe that it's live? Do you see the delays when they're doing interviews with each other? They're literally having two people on the camera, one in one part of the world, the other one in the other part of the world. They're interviewing each other and there's a delay. Hey, so how do you think this is going to affect that part of the world?
Come on, brother. I hope it's a satellite. I'm taking a pause.
I'm glad you asked that question. But why is there a delay? If it's live, there shouldn't be a delay. Oh, there's a delay because it takes this much time to get... No, it doesn't. It's because the person who's watching the teleprompter on their end also has a delay. So the one that's reading the question has a delay. And the one that's receiving the question has a delay. Two delays add up to an even bigger delay. Come on, people. Just because the TV says live, you're going to believe it? Look at our videos. I'm sorry, Pencilé, but come on, man. It can't be this easy to manipulate people. It cannot be this easy to trick people into thinking that the garbage that we are feeding you is real. Come on. Come on, you have to have more sense than that. And again, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. I'm not trying to insult the fact that somehow E-Rey-Sir Productions is the only group and the only entity that out there that knows. Not at all. What I'm trying to say is, why are you hating on us? Why are you sending us these random emails? Which, by the way, after we sent our reply, we got a... What was that thing, Pencilé? That thing, server unavailable or something like apparently we can't reply to these entities that send us these messages. So it's kind of like, hey, we're telling you this is what's happening. You have to stop what you're doing. By the way, you can't respond. The end. So as you can tell, today we're really amped up. We're really going to give it the all. However, we're going to try and do this interview with our good friend, Mr. T, D.D.T. If you can tell who it is, then kudos to you because you're actually one of the brighter people. Again, we're not trying to make fun of you. Well, technically we are. Come on. We have 29 subscribers. By the way, thank you so much. I can't believe we've actually brought it up to 29. This is crazy. No, Pencilé, the reason I say it's crazy is because I don't know 29 people. So that's really good. That means there's actually somebody out there that subscribed to this who has no idea who I am. They just love hearing my wonderful voice. And your wonderful voice. And Papèl's wonderful voice. Wherever he is in some cave somewhere. Yeah. Look. It is what it is, boys and girls. Don't hate us. Well, what a wonderful introduction that was. If I could applaud, I probably would. And you know what? I think I will. Hey, there you go. All right. Woo! Yeah. So, the reign of terror has ended, huh? After 4 years, look who's decided to come back home. Well, Mr. T himself. You know, the book on you, apparently, the book on you is pretty much that you can do whatever you want, say whatever you want, put whoever you want into whatever position you want, and nothing will ever happen to you. And you were right. For the first 4 years, you actually got it going, and it worked out pretty well for you, because now for the rest of your life, you're going to be able to claim a check as a member of an elite group where you were, what, number 46? 45? 46. And you're basically, no, you're 45. 46, 45 doesn't matter. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I just know because we uploaded a video. We uploaded a video right now. What number did we give that guy? Okay, so that means you're 45. Okay, so you're gonna get a check for the rest of your life as being a member of that elite group. But yeah, the book on you pretty much says that you are who they say you are. You can do whatever you want, and there are no repercussions or any consequences whatsoever. So, I mean, is there anything that you can actually say to that?
I don't think that's the book on me. I don't think it is at all. I think probably it's just the opposite.
Oh, I get it. I get it. You're going to give like the short and sweet answers, huh? You're not going to get into too much. No, don't worry. I'm sure I can get you to come out of your shell. Don't, you know what? It's another challenge for EReySir and friends. That's right. Okay, so what are you going to do now, huh? What's the story? You heading back to New York? Well, what do you got going? Well, what's the big plan B now that the 4-year reign of terror has ended? What are you going to do now? Where are you going to go? You're going to just go back to New York and get back into the whole real estate business, huh?
We have very wealthy people in this particular building. We have a building on 100 Central Park South, probably the best piece of real estate in New York in the world. And we have very wealthy people, extremely wealthy people living in this building.
Wow, the best piece of real estate in New York in all the world. So is it New York or is it all the world? Because if it's in the entire world, are you saying that New York is the best of the whole world? That was kind of confusing. Okay, so getting back to your previous 4 years of your reign of conquest, what do you think about all those that were complaining against you? I mean, a lot of people want to say that it was a race thing. Again, we here at EReySir Productions don't believe that it's about a certain color that matters. We don't really care about the color of your skin, since the color of your skin has nothing to do with you or any choice that you made in your entire life. Nobody was ever born into being a specific color because they chose that. That's the color that they are based on where their genes come from. If you're from a cold place, your skin is this color. If you're from a warm place, your skin is this color. And if you're in the middle, your skin is this color. It's all science. It's not magic. It's not religion. It's not being chosen by the almighty powerful what. No, it is science. It is all pure science. However, we're not going to get into that because we'll do that in another video. Science versus religion. Oh, you know I love these topics, Pencilé. Oh, I'm coming out of my shell. They should have never sent that email, man. They should have never sent that message. So we're just going to touch a little bit on that for right now. But eventually, you're going to find out whether the earth is flat, whether religion is real, and whether you believe in a higher power that actually exists, or if it's just a way of taking more of your hard-earned money. All right, so you're going back. Pencilé, he's yeah, you can't see him because he's in the background. He's a studio producer. Listen, don't change the subject. Get back on the mic. So a lot of people were complaining. During your 4 years of conquest. Most of these people, like I said, it wasn't a skin thing. I think it was more of a rich thing. Most of the people that were complaining weren't exactly poor, were they?
But the ones that were complaining were the wealthy ones. The ones that were complaining were the wealthy ones.
Thank you very much. I like your absolutelys. I'm glad you agree with our opinion here at EReySir Productions. So they're complaining. They're rich, obviously. You gotta listen to the rich more than you listen to the poor, because who gives a banana? The poor are poor. They can't do anything about it. They're just gonna be poor till, the end of time, I guess. Their children are poor, their grandchildren are poor, and they will continue to be poor until they either hit the lottery or they steal. So getting to this whole new aspect of life that you're going to be encountering, if I remember correctly, you had a big issue back in the day when it came to these buildings, and even with your 4 years of conquest, 4 reigns, oh man, you decided to actually fight some sort of tax break or something along those lines. Again, I don't have a political background. I have no actual background whatsoever. I barely made it through high school, if you could even consider that some sort of background. Aside from that, all I'm good at is talking and talking and talking, and for some reason getting people's attention, because I either have a very sexy voice, which I don't, because I hear it myself and it doesn't sound the way it comes out, but I do understand that in regards to you and your buildings that now you want to focus on in the wonderful city of New York City. Isn't that what they say over there? I don't know. I saw a commercial that did that. I figure they still do that. Oh, really? Wow, not since 2001, huh? Wow. I wonder why that changed. Okay, so are you going to be going back to the drawing board, so to speak? Are you going to start fighting for more tax breaks? I mean, I could tell a person in your stature, now that you've lost your power, now you're probably going to be, I'm guessing, getting in line and claiming some sort of unemployment check, or what's the story? What's the angle there, huh? Talk to me, DT. Don't be shy. Come on, this show is just for you.
There are other wonderful locations also that are also getting tax abatements. I won the case. They didn't give it to me. It took me 2.5 years in court. I won it 7-0 in 3 different courts, and I'm very happy about it. I didn't win it because I so much needed it as much as because on a moral principle I was entitled to it. If nobody's going to get it, I'm satisfied. If everybody's going to get it, I shouldn't be the only one that's not getting it.
But a man of your stature, a man with your power, with your history, with that bravado of being able to say, hey, I say what I want and do what I want and people will listen, why are you asking for a tax break? Are you serious? Like, and you haven't even started yet. You're going to start getting into this and you're already thinking about tax breaks? Because it's you and you know that you can't get them? Is that what it is? Is it another story of they're trying to stop you? Oh, it's them again, the big bad machine which doesn't like you and didn't allow you to stay for another 4 years? Are they the ones to blame? Oh no, should we all start crying together? Oh, Pencilé, come and hold me. Come on, man. Come on, you gotta be bigger than that. So what's the story? No, talk to me. Tell me what. No, don't shake your head. Talk into the microphone. That's why I paid $13, $12, $12.50 for that mic so that we could have guests. They were mostly for Pencilé, so he could do his stuff, but he's really shy and his voice, again, sounds like a chipmunk, you know, going through a cheese grater. I don't want to put him on if he doesn't want to. Papèl's taking over for that. But eventually he is going to start getting on his thing. Stop changing the subject. Put yourself on the mic and answer the question. Why is it that you feel that you deserve a tax break when you haven't even applied for it yet? Why, in other words, why do you think you're not even going to get the tax break?
When everybody else in the city gets it, but administration tries to stop. And I don't say give me the tax breaks. I say don't give everyone else the tax breaks. If every other building being built in New York City is entitled to a residential tax abatement, and I'm not entitled, I'm the only building in the city of New York that's not entitled, I don't think that's appropriate. And I know you well enough to know that you wouldn't take it either. If you were in my position, you wouldn't take that. So that's what happened.
Listen, if I was in your position, I wouldn't, I mean, I like what you did there. I like how you turned it around to me. If I was in your position and I was being asked to come on some guy's webcast, podcast, any type of cast with 29 subscribers and views that apparently instead of going up are actually going down, this is the last place I would find myself in. However, I really thank you for joining our show. You're a wonderful guy. Really love your wonderful artificial hair. For the most part, if I were in your shoes, yes, I would probably demand a tax break, not for the reasons that you're saying. It's just because I am what I am. And if I made $1 today because I got to step on the little guy, then tomorrow, guess what? I'm stepping on 2 little guys because I expect to make $2. It's the whole angle. It's the whole system. It's the way everything is generated. The only way that you come out on top is when you come out on top, which means you have to have others below you. You have to step on other people to continue to move forward. That's the DT way. That's the way we were all taught. That's the way we're supposed to go on through life. No, that's not the way life works. Unfortunately, you can't do that. You can't continue to step on the little guy and think that you're never going to get something back. Because remember, in the long and short of it, which I say a lot, you're actually a little guy too. There's someone much bigger out there that's eventually going to step on you. There's always a bigger fish that's going to eat the smaller fish until the fish becomes so big that it no longer can be in the same pond. Or something like that. I mixed up a bunch of those there. But regardless, that's not the whole point of it. The whole point of it is that if I were in your position, I probably would do the exact same thing. So yeah, you brought up a good point. Thank you for that. Question does have to be asked. Now that you've stepped down from the power elite or whatnot, are you planning on running for another position? You know, something along the lines of a mayor, governor, I don't know, something smaller than what you were before? And also, if you are going back into this whole real estate world, I'm assuming you're going to start hitting the rent control portion of it, right? It has to be rent control because you can't do it any other way. You can't make money off of anything else unless you're controlling other people on a monthly basis, where in a 1 year span, a person paying rent actually pays more for a property they will never own than a person who actually owns a property, which technically is owned by the bank. In other words, renters out there pay more money for something that they will never have than those people out there that are actually paying little by little to get something back from the banks that they eventually will have. Isn't that interesting? You pay more with rent control than you do with actual loans and mortgages. However, there's a system set up out there that doesn't allow you to get loans, because if everyone was able to get a loan, then you wouldn't need rent control because everybody would just own. They would basically pay off and then own. And that doesn't work, because then you can't have people like you who want to rent control people like me. You see how the system works? So any plans on running for office, I guess? And what do you think about rent control?
No, I'm honest. Hey, I'm not running for anything. I'm not running for office. I don't have to lie. I want to tell the facts. I mean, do you want me to say little fibs and little this and little that, and how much we all love rent control? With a lot of money, one of them owns a brownstone, a number of brownstones on East 66th Street, and yet she's living in this building for a rent-controlled rent. The rent-controlled people, the people that need rent control, they're not the ones that are protected. It's people that are usually wealthy with a lot of influence that have the connections to get a rent-control apartment. People that might need it, they don't have rent control apartments. And you see what's happening. You look at the Bronx, you look at certain parts of Queens and Brooklyn, you see what rent control's done, and I think you know it as well as anybody else. Rent control, and I'm one of the few developers in the world that would ever say it, some forms of rent control are sometimes necessary to protect the elderly, to protect people that truly don't have the money. But when you have multimillionaires, and not all instances of this, all instances, but you go to Manhattan, the prime sections of Manhattan, where you have rent control and rent stabilization all over. Those are wealthy people in many instances, and I don't mean in every instance, Phil, but I mean in many, and I would say in a majority. You have multi-millionaires in some cases living in apartments for $200, $300, and $500 a month that should be paying many times. This is going to sound a little unusual, but New York rents can be $10,000 and $20,000 a month. What does that mean? That means that the city can't tax, because if a wealthy person's paying $300 a month, you can't really tax that beyond a certain point, 20% of that or whatever it might be. So the city's always short of funds. It's a joke what's happened. And the people that need rent control, and there are some indeed, those aren't the people that have it. It's the people with the connections. Somebody knows somebody else. They call up. They say, do me a favor. That's what it's all about.
Wow, wow, wow. You really got into that one, huh? So I finally got you out of your shell. Rent control, rich people, favors. Yeah, sounds really very boring. Sorry. That's not why I asked. I asked because I just wanted to get to know where it is that you're coming from. I mean, how do you go from ruling the universe for the past 4 years? Yeah, that's what you call it, the universe. Oh, yeah, look it up. And now you're going to start getting into rent control for the rich people, which, apparently not the rich people. You want to do rent control for poor people now. So you've done a complete 180. I almost said 360. 360. If you did 360, you'll be back where you started. Oh, man, I remember that. That's a good movie. You've done a 180. So now you actually want rent control for the little guy, for the poor people, the people like me, which wouldn't take the tax break, but would apparently take one of your apartments. Oh boy, are you planning on building some new building? Are you planning on like, what is it that you're exactly doing? Because now it seems like you want to go against the rich people, but aren't you still considered rich, or are you poor again? Or like, you're confusing me a little bit. This is throwing me off. You're using your Jedi mind tricks on me, because right now I really don't understand where this interview is going. It went from me trying to make fun of you to now somehow you saying that no, I'm not really making fun of you. I'm actually making fun of myself because I'm a very bad person. Also, I'm apparently poor and I need one of your apartments. Where are you coming from with this, man?
And I can tell you something. Now, one little thing. All I'm asking for is a simple thing. Give a means test. If a person makes $150,000 a year working in a big advertising agency, if a person makes $200,000, $300,000, $100,000, $75,000 a year, let there be a means test so that that person will give the apartment to somebody that can afford it if you have to do that. Why can't there be a means test? Why should multimillionaires live for $300 or $400 a month when poor people are paying more than that?
This is unbelievable. I don't know how this interview has actually flipped around. Now you're asking me the questions? A means test? Well, I guess I would probably say that's a very mean test to ask. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I don't know. Why is it that rich people get all these breaks? Man, you completely turned this thing around. What are you doing to me? Is this the new D.T show or something? Do you want to be the fourth member of E-Rey-Sir Productions? Like, seriously. Okay, so to answer your first question, I don't know why there can't be a means test except for the fact that it's being controlled by them, so they would probably still manipulate the answer to come out in their favor, so you can't win there. And secondly, I don't believe any rich person in the history of the world would ever decide, you know what, I'm rich, I'm getting all these breaks, I have this very inexpensive apartment, let me give it to that poor person, the poor person that comes to clean my house, that poor person that comes to, you know, take out my garbage, the poor person that comes to take care of my kids, the poor person that comes to walk my pets. No, yeah, let me give them their apartment, and they deserve it more, and I could go out and actually pay real rent because I make real money. That way I can now have less money, which would then considerably make me poor instead of rich. Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do, D.T. Come on. That's exactly what a rich person's gonna do. Oh, my goodness. What's your next question? I like this. We've actually flipped roles. Come on. I'm good for this. Keep up the interview, D.T. You're doing a great job. Pencilé, give this man whatever he wants. Yeah, I said whatever.
Well, I guess you liked me in those days.
So, getting back to what you were trying to say before, if you're trying to convince me that somehow the rich people are gonna figure out a way to give up their rich property to poor people because, I don't know, they want some sort of tax break, I'm assuming they're going to need a lot of accountants for that. I'm assuming you're trying to employ a new wave of accountants that will actually count up all the little money that these individuals would save with breaks and whatnot, because if they have these properties and they're giving it to poor people, then I'm assuming they're going to claim that as a tax break, where my property is now being, hosted by my good friend Maria. Well, we talk about Maria a lot in this show. Can you imagine all the Marias out there that are hearing? It's like, why are you always talking about me? If we decided to go down that route, I'm assuming you're talking about a boatload of money, or I should say a small amount of money. Or how much money are you talking about? And how many accountants, in fact, would you be employing in order to get this idea of yours going in the direction that you want it to go to?
And what about the kind of money you're talking about? If you emptied and made available to people that need really this protection, the apartments occupied by very wealthy people in New York, you're talking about tremendous amounts of money. And I mean, if you're talking about a number of accountants in order to administrate a program, you're not talking about a lot relative to what we're talking.
Okay, very good, very good. I can tell you really wanted to talk about this stuff when you came on our show. You didn't say that you wanted to talk about this. You actually said you wanted to talk about the, what did you call him? The skeleton that took over your position? The Walking Dead, huh? Right. Well, yeah, so the mummy that took your spot. I'm sorry. These are your words, not mine. Right, but I'm the one saying them. Right, yeah, good job. You got me. We don't have audio of you saying them? No, never mind. Hey, so, what do you feel about what can I call this guy? Sloppy, what do they call him? Sloppy Mo? Oh my goodness. How have we gone from a complete, yikes, I can't say this in front of you, sir. I just can't. We could probably get it in editing later. I just can't. I can't disrespect you, man. With those golden locks and those killer eyes and that powerful chin, I'm sorry. I have a hard time saying no to you, sir. I will say one thing though. How is it that we go from you to to this, and we actually see it in a society, like in a country? How do we see it as an improvement? Like, how are we actually happy now? How are we like, hey, this guy's far less worse than the guy that was there before? What? He's less worse? Yeah! Is he better? Well, we'll see. He can't be worse, right? Can he? Well, probably. I mean, who was there before Fidel Castro? Does anybody remember? Because I remember hearing that the guy before him was supposedly the worst in the history of that country. And then Fidel came and everybody forgot, oh crap, this guy's far worse. So don't ever think that just because the guy that left was bad, the one that's coming in is somehow going to be better. Don't go in that mindset. It's good to be positive, but come on, let's be more realistic.
Hey, what can I do?
Well, I'd expect you to tell me, give me your opinion. What do you think about this guy? He obviously took your seat. So for the next 4 years, what do you see his future being like? And 4 years from now, is he going to be sitting in your chair doing another show or another interview with us here at EReySir Productions, where we might actually go all the way to 30 subscribers? That's right, boys and girls. Maybe in the next 4 years, we'll have 30 subscribers instead of 29 that we have now. It went down to 28. Oh, are you serious? Is this thing going on live or... Wow. Oh, boy. Okay, well, hey, sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take a giant leap forward, right? Isn't that the whole thing? That's how they did when they were filming the whole Mars landing, right? In the studio. What is it, Area 51? No, not that. Not the Mars rover. That's another studio. Capricorn 1. If you've never heard of any of this, watch the movie Capricorn 1 and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a movie. It came out in the 70s. It explains everything about the moon landing and why you want to get, media and you want to get the top ratings and, Truman Show and all that. You always want anything for ratings. Well, why are we talking about this? Come on, man. We got D.T. We're paying this guy by the hour. We don't have that much money. Oh, boy. This is going to cut into our budget. Sir, do you take Bitcoins? Sir? Oh, okay. He's on the phone. Okay. So, no. Give me your opinion. Tell me what it is that you feel this guy's going to do in his supposed reign of terror.
When it comes to running the city, he's about as bad as anybody I've seen. Understand it. Taxes have gone through the roof. Everything's gone through. You have, whether it's a Wallman rink or a subway system, whether it's a school that comes...
And don't you feel that it'll be a little bit of like bad public relations? I mean, granted, you're not running for office. I assume you're not going to be running for office anytime soon. So do you feel that maybe you shouldn't be saying these things? Don't burn the bridges before you actually cross them, sort of?
Public relations. No, I don't take it back. From my standpoint, it doesn't really matter. Again, I'm not running for office. If the point is made better by saying that, let the point be made. He's done a lousy job. Anybody probably understands it and knows it. It's gone down now, and it's going down as the most corrupt. This is the most corrupt administration in the history.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty strong opinion of someone you really don't know too much about. And yes, he was a vice president for about 4 years or 8 years, or I don't know how long that was for. I'm sure he learned something. I mean, he couldn't have just been there, taking a back seat. He must have been doing something right. Plus, he was able to beat you, so he can't be all that bad, right? Oh boy, okay, that went the wrong way. So for the most part, hey, wait, but you got voted in, so apparently something... You must have done something good in order to get voted in, right? I mean, who did you go up against? Oh, no wonder. Yeah, if you're going to split the population between male and female, yeah, I'd figure, yeah, that's probably the only way you'd get elected. Yeah, it seems like that's the easiest way to get in. It's not so much about who am I and why you should vote for me. It's about, hey, I'm better than that person. Are you really going to vote for that person? Come on, you're not going to vote for that person. You got to vote for me. So whether you like me or don't like me, I'm better than that person, so you might as well vote for me. So it's all about your competition. It's a wrestling thing. It's a boxing thing. It's a, what do they call it? Ultimate fighting, cheating, or what is it? Clashing, or that fake thing that they do, what they call combat fighting. Yeah, it's all about setting it up. It's all about getting your opponent to be the heel. So I don't like your opponent, so by proxy, I have to like you. Even though I don't like you at all. I don't think you're a babyface. I don't think that you're a hero. But I really don't like that heel, so I'm just going to have to go on your side. That's a good way of doing it. Sheesh. So that means if I wanted to get more viewers on this channel, all I would have to do is start pointing at individuals that are on this channel, on this site, who got a lot of views but are very racist, are very sexist, are very chauvinistic, are very anti-this. And if I get people to hate them and I bash them, maybe I could get those people to like me and start watching my channel. Gee, that might be something I do in the future. If I haven't already. Hey, Noah J, how are ya? Come on, without us, what would they have? What? Ask yourself that. If we all decided to stop watching this streaming site and we boycotted this entire site, what would they have? Why do you allow them to manipulate you when it's you who makes them powerful? Without your views, they're nothing. You can always watch something else. You can read a book. I don't even know if people read anymore. Book! No, a book. It's hard. It's got a cover. It's got paper. It's got letters that are put together into words. that are then put together into sentences, that are then put together into paragraphs, that are then put together into phrases. Oh, why? Why is the world going in the wrong direction? Why are we so dependent on everything and everyone else? Why are we not able to stand on our own? Yikes. It's very sad. It's very sad.
Hey, this is Goku. In the next episode of
E-Rey-Sir Productions.
Next time on
E-Rey-Sir Productions.